This is a repeat after me song. Everything I say, you say.
Everything I say, you say.
Everything I do, you do.
Everything I do, you do.
I went down to the river.
I went down to the river.
And I took a little walk.
And I took a little walk.
And I came across some turkeys.
And I came across some turkeys.
We had a little talk.
And we had a little talk.
So I stomped those turkeys.
So I stomped those turkeys.
And I hung them on a line.
And I hung them on a line.
I said we could be some turkeys.
I said we could be some turkeys.
Oh, any old time.
Oh, any old time.
Quiet version. I went down to the river.
I went down to the river
And I took a little walk.
to have a little walk.
And I came across some turkeys.
When I came across some turkeys,
And we had a little talk.
we had a little talk. So
And I stomped those turkeys.
So I stomped those turkeys
Hung them on a line.
and I hung them on a line.
I said we could beat some turkeys.
So that we could eat some turkeys.
Any old time.
Oh, any old time.
Loud version!
I went down to the river.
I went down to the river.
Where I took a little walk.
And I took a little walk.
And I came across some turkeys.
And I came across some turkeys.
And we had a little talk.
And we had a little talk.
So I stomped those turkeys.
Then I stumped those turkeys.
And I hung them on a line.
And I hung them on the line.
I said we could be some turkeys.
I said we could be some turkeys.
Oh, any old time.
Oh, any old time.
Well, here we are on the last part of our Summer Leadership Workshop experience. And I've heard such great things about what's happening in your small groups. It really does make me long for that school connection, and I hope that we will all be together soon because I'm really missing being in person with all of you. At TASC, we are committed to keeping you connected, whether that's virtually or in person or in some hybrid. So be sure and follow TASC on social media so that you will not miss out on all the great things we have planned coming up. So we started the workshop by assessing our leadership, looking at ourselves, and giving those gifts to our small groups by contributing to this final project that's coming together. Then we moved on to learning from others, and I hope that in your small groups you've really gotten to listen to each other, practice some of those communication skills, and learn from each other while you're here this week. Learning from others allowed us to expand our toolkit by learning from some of the people in our small groups. But now it's time to act. Act, a verb. What does it mean? It means to do something. So now we're gonna do something. Synonyms for act: begin, create, pursue, persist, serve. The last part of Summer Leadership Workshop will be the culmination of everything you've been working towards. It'll be this final project that will teach schools across the state of Texas how to level up, how to persist, how to create, how to serve their schools. You'll inspire students across the state with great projects that they can do whether they're apart or together. I mean, did you really ever think in your lifetime we would be debating whether school would start because of an illness? I certainly didn't. So to inspire us to act here and now, we're gonna look at some of the ways that you have inspired us and teens have inspired us across the nation since school let out. You had Spirit Days. You held elections, both at the local level, the district level, and the state level. You educated others about COVID-19, mental health, and social justice. You celebrated teachers, leaders, and the class of 2020. You made masks and held food drives and peaceful protests all over the state of Texas. Meet Max Milia, a 15-year-old that designed a bracelet that would alert you when you're about to touch your face. You see, he thought of the idea during a rampant flu outbreak in his community. But when his parents were diagnosed with COVID-19, he decided it was time to take action. He made a prototype and found partners to help his product become a reality. All of his profits are going to be reinvested to provide these bracelets to healthcare workers. And what about Antonio Gwynn Jr., a high school senior in Buffalo, New York, who noticed that after a protest, his streets were left a mess. Antonio began cleaning up at 2 a.m. and didn't stop until 10 hours later. Just doing a good deed that was not unnoticed. One of his neighbors noticed Antonio and decided to reward him with a Mustang. He wasn't driving at the time, so Antonio would have a vehicle, and a local college provided Antonio a scholarship. And finally, 12-year-old Quinn Callender, who uses 3D printer to make ear guards for healthcare workers for their masks after they complained that the elastic was making their ears sore during a 12-hour shift. So we hope these stories inspire you to act, to level up here at Summer Leadership Workshop. So in true Zulke fashion, let's part with a little life lesson from my friend Shel Silverstein. The diving board. You've been up on that diving board making sure it's nice and straight. You've made sure it's not too slick. You've made sure it can stand the weight. You've made sure that the spring is tight. You've made sure that the cloth won't slip. You've made sure it bounces right and that your toes can get a grip. And you've been up there since 5:30, doing everything but dive. So let's dive in, TASC.